to talk about the thing you need to do to get the thing you want, which is relationships that can help you. Now, if everybody in your circles is doubting you, is a negative influence on you, is telling you that the things you want to do are things that you can't do, then what you have to do is step outside of those circles and meet new people who support you in your goals. Now, some of those relationships that you try to form, they're not going to work out, and some of those people will not be your friends. But that's okay, because you need to keep putting yourself out there in front of more and different people until you find the people that can help you. So a lot of it is just being persistent, but being persistent in the right ways and not the wrong ways. So the wrong ways would be to keep trying to get the same people to help you out, agree to your ideas, assist you in whatever way that you want assistance, give you helpful advice when in some cases those people simply aren't capable of the things that you want them to do, or they're just not going to do it. So it's time to move on and find actual people that can help you instead of just sticking with the same groups and people that aren't. And for a lot of people, it's just really hard to move on and talk to somebody different and get a different perspective, because they think, well, there's one place where I can find my people, or there's one place where I already know everybody and they can help me. But maybe those groups and people really can't help you, and you need to move on and find somewhere else where people are more in line with what you want and what you're looking for in relationships, whether those are personal relationships or professional relationships. Sometimes the things you need to do are basically just go somewhere else. And for a lot of people, it feels like rejection when something didn't work out, when a group didn't work out, when a relationship didn't work out, and you're like, why should I keep trying and just keep trying to find somebody else to talk to? But basically, that's just life, that everything isn't always going to work out the way that you think it should. So just being used to that and not even thinking about it is really helpful in your journey to finding those people that you can really connect with. So if a relationship is a bad fit and you know it's a bad fit, it's time to move on and not dwell on things that don't work. And I think a lot of people have this trouble where they feel they've invested so much in a group or invested so much in a relationship that they don't let themselves know when it isn't working and when it isn't helping them. And it's not so much the piece of moving on, but it's always the piece of making room for relationships that can actually help you, instead of what you think is going to help you. And what is actually going to help you might end up being different than what you think is going to help you. So instead of having futile relationships that don't help you, that don't support you, that don't give you what you need, you can start feeling supported in relationships that are for you, that will help you be the person who you were meant to be, instead of trying to be something you're not for people who don't even like you. And I think that's one of the key things that everyone needs to learn about relationships that can help them, is that you can't be afraid of going deep in a relationship for fear that you're going to ruin it. Because if it's going to be ruined by that, then it's probably not a relationship that you need anyway. And you need to be honest with yourself when things aren't working out and when you're not getting what you need and what you want from a relationship. That's critical. And it's also critical to realize that getting deep relationships that can help you actually come from what you might think of as those more shallow surface connections that you make with people when you first start having deep conversations with them. You might not initially know them that well, but by making more connections with new people, you have the ability to know a lot of different people, and then you don't feel like, I have to make this relationship work. This person has to be the person for me. You don't have to make any particular person like you, because you're not trapped by that anymore, because you're always out there meeting new people every single day. So I want that to basically sink in for you, that it's okay if something doesn't work out, and that everybody doesn't have to like you, and everybody doesn't have to want to be your friend. You need to be able to move on. And I know this is a big mindset shift that I personally had to make, and that I think a lot of other people probably have to make too, before they can find the relationships that can help them.